Ladies and gentlemen, it's TJ Shoemaker here, back again with another episode on the RU Relevant Talk Show with my co-host Mickey Reich. And ladies and gentlemen, you see the title and you've seen the thumbnail. We got one of the most uprising Fed owners or Feds, and the owner of the Fed joining us today. I believe this is his first ever podcast he's been on, so it's a pleasure to have him. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ace. Ace, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We're excited to have you on. There's a lot we got to talk about, a lot we got to discuss. But before
Mm,
we get into the nitty gritty of things, for the people
yeah,
who don't know, we're literally recording this video like just a few hours before their upcoming pay per view. Amazing pay per view. I will be there in attendance. It's going to be an amazing pay per view. Chase the case. So hopefully this video would get uploaded either the day of recording it or whatever. Hopefully it gets uploaded soon. But folks,
yeah.
Ace, my first question is, all right, how are you feeling going into this pay per view?
Um, I would say there's a lot of nerves. Mainly because obviously you guys know that the IWA pay-per-view is tomorrow, with CWA with Ragnarok. So I feel like me going into this pay-per-view tonight, I need to like set an example of what it means to be an IWA Fed. And yeah,
That's really cool. You got a lot of huge matches happening tonight. In
yeah,
fact, we talked about some of them yesterday on Kid Darian's podcast. One of
yeah,
them, of which is, of course, him versus current um, undisputed champion Gent Breaker.
yeah,
But I do want to ask, out of all the matches that you have
yeah.
booked and lined up tonight, which one is your personal favorite?
Um, that's a really hard one, but in terms of most favorite, I would say um I would say the opener, which is Jaden League defending his world title against Jocko Sinner, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Who do you got winning that one?
Um, I don't really know if I can say it on here, but like I feel like Jaden League retains.
Jaden League retains. Wow. You heard it here
Mm,
first, folks. Another thing that I'm really excited about is
yeah,
you and a very few other feds
yeah.
um, are actually building up this one superstar that is my favorite in the community right now. One of my favorites, Joba Femi. Now,
Yeah.
Joba, he has a upcoming match very soon in just a couple hours. In fact, he will be facing, I just had it, where is it? He will be going up against Kamel Ashen for the United States Championship.
Mm,
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Joba Femi, I believe he's one of the only independents in the community right now, and he's doing an incredible job as Femi. He's dominant. He has the look. He has the entrances, the
yeah.
taunt. Everything about Joba is absolutely amazing. Do you believe that Joba Femi is the next superstar, the next legend of our West?
I mean, tonight will probably be his it's his first offense as well. And Camille is I believe he's a four-time US champion in the Fed. So I feel like it'll be really tough, but if he manages to overcome Camille, that would be great. I know that he's become I know he's been really big in OPOW Storm, so I feel like he has a lot of years to come by, and I feel like he'll be a good rising star for this year. So yeah,
Hmm. Another thing I wanted to ask you, because there's a
yeah,
multitude of pro wrestling fans out there, from animations to
yeah.
clinics to role play. Um,
Mm.
but very few of them are actually in alliances. Of course, you have the CWA, IWA, RWA, and I'm
Yeah,
forgetting the other one. I forgot the other one. But yeah, you have a few select, I mean, a few alliances out there in the pro wrestling community. For
Yeah.
those Fed owners out there who aren't in an alliance, and you being in an alliance, what's the huge difference? Because we recently just had Noah Ashford on. He's of course the
Yeah.
president of IWA. So what's that difference of not being in an alliance and now being in an alliance?
I would say this can vary to depending on what alliance you're in, but for me, I would say the amount of support that you get because Noah being the owner of IWA, he's very established in the community, he's very trusted, and his first pay-per-view, which was under the IWA ownership, which was I think it was Rebellion in Riyadh a few months back. That's had a really great impression of what he can do, and I feel like joining an alliance is just gonna support you and just make your Fed just grow to the best of its ability.
Hmm. Wow, yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Looking at all the current superstars that you have signed, Macho Valor, Michael Maverick, of course, Kamel and Joba, Gent
Yeah,
Breaker, Ked Darian, uh, Von Lucen, Jaden Lee, all of these incredible superstars. Some of these guys are hard to get. I mean, not an ordinary Fed owner couldn't get and sign some of these superstars, Dave. So, who has been your favorite signing so far?
um, this is a very biased opinion, but I really stand by it. I feel like Jaden League is probably my favorite signing. It's just so fun to work with him. He's so down for these new ideas. He's coming to the Fed. He's coming to the shows. He's promoting us. He's having a great time. He's giving us feedback. He's being a great champion. He's being active. So I feel like Jaden League is probably my favorite signing that I've made.
Jaden Lee. Would you also consider him your most impressive signing?
Well, I mean, he is the world heavyweight champion. So right now, I'd say yeah.
Hmm. UWE does indeed rank probably top 10 currently in Pro Wrestling. Where do you plan to take UWE? What's the future plan for UWE? Of course, there's different strokes for different folks. OPRW is ending soon, so we will need a Fed to take the throne of OPRW to become the next pillar of our community, right? So, where do
Yeah.
you, as owner of UWE, plan to take this federation?
I mean, it's funny how you said about the OPOW stuff. I mean, when that Fed ends, there's going to be so many different Feds going for that number one spot. And it's just going to be a race to see who's going to become the number one Fed. And in terms of UWE's future, I feel like I just want to be just a really just fun Fed to go to because in the past people haven't really have had that much fun or like controversy. And I feel like in the future, I just want this Fed to be the best it possibly can. People can enjoy it. And then I can't really say too much, but in the summer we have something really big planned. I think Noah spoke to you briefly about it in the past episodes about the IWA. Something happening in summer involving so many different Feds, and I'm really excited for that in the summer. So yeah.
Oh, so that's something you know about as well.
Um, I mean, I'm not really supposed to know, but I kind of do know. So yeah,
Oh, wow, okay.
yeah,
Ace, you as a Fed owner, again, and I want to really stay on this topic of you being a Fed owner because so many people try to do it, so many people fail doing it, and only few are successful at it. But UWE currently hosts this every Friday at 4:15 p.m. EST, 9:15 p.m. GMT. And being a Fed owner, of course, you do have to compete with other Feds. I mean, for
yeah,
some, they see being a Fed owner as, just something like a hobby or whatever, right? But
yeah,
in actuality, whether you know it or not, and whether other Fed owners know it or not, this is a business, right? Because you're competing with other federations, trying to reach the top, trying to be the best. And a huge thing that I've noticed from Fed owners is competing for time slots, right? Because it's
Yeah.
so hard to host a show, to book a show or whatever when you have another huge Fed hosting at the same time. So that makes you have to cancel your shows or reschedule your shows, and it just becomes a huge cesspool of just what do I do, right? So how have you managed as a Fed owner to this whole time slot thing? Because recently OPRW
Um,
put out a chart about the current Feds and listed all their time. So how do you manage that?
I would say starting a Fed is going to be the hardest thing to find a time slot because there's going to be so many different Feds going on at different times. And at the very first, like, as soon as you start your Fed, it's going to be really a rocky start. But for me, I've always stick to Fridays, and I feel like the time I have right now is kind of good. I mean, last year we were getting like 55 people every week, and we were kind of like outnumbering every other Fed on the same day as us. But now you have Feds returning and new Feds coming on Fridays. You have people like a returning XWE. You have BWE, you have obviously CGW, but they host later than us. But I would say just being consistent with your show times and not changing like every other week, and you should be fine.
I'm super glad that you mentioned that you have consistently hit 50 plus people attending your shows, right?
Mm.
That is an incredible accomplishment. Like for any Fed owner to reach that magnitude of players in game at the same time. That's huge. That is very huge. So congrats on that. But how does that feel? Like all the work and dedication and commitment that you put into this idea. This originally was a thought, and now you, along with your staff team or whatever, have come together and made that vision that you had, that thought that you had, and you turned it into a reality. You turned it into something that's actually real now. You turned the thought into a vision, the vision into a reality. So how does that feel to see the success that you're getting as the owner of the business?
Um, Honestly, it feels just such like it just feels amazing because you've been like I sometimes I'd be like working really hard like late hours at night, like doing graphics, doing dev work, and um like doing all of that stuff, and then just knowing you get like a high player count at shows just means so much. Like it shows that people have appreciation for you and your Fed, and they understand that you've taken your own time to build something into greatness. And I feel like every time when we get a high number, I feel like we've met the expectations, and I just feel so proud of UWE and its staff and myself. So yeah.
That's amazing, man. That is incredible. 50 plus people is absolutely insane. How far or what's the time left of UWE? How long do you think you got left of being owner of UWE?
Um, I would say minimum about 2 years, to be honest with you. Um, I mean, UWE is still relatively kind of new, I would say. We're still rising. We're not like the best feds right now, but like we're rising. We're in the best alliance. So I feel like maybe a good 2 or 3 years, and then we'll see where we are from there. And yeah,
Ace, I'm about to ask you a question that I've never asked anyone on a podcast before.
yeah.
Ace, I want you to blind rank these 10 feds from, you know, 10 would be like the absolute worst. It fucking sucks. It's horrible. And one would be absolute, like, this is the GOAT. Like, this is the current best fed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing.
Okay, so it's current best feds right now, just overall best.
Yes, but you have to do it
Okay,
blind rank. I'm going to name a fed and you're just going to list the numbers or what rank it
okay,
is.
all right,
All right. You ready?
yeah,
CGW,
4.
DKW,
Um, I would say 6.
RRW.
2.
IPWE.
About 9, I would say.
EHW.
10.
Elite.
3.
XRW.
Wait, what haven't I said?
I I don't believe you said. I don't believe you said 1. I don't believe you said 7. I don't believe you said. I I know. Wait, I'm trying to see. Hold up. Let me see. I know a couple you haven't said. Yeah, you haven't said 1 yet. You haven't said 7. I know you said 9 and 10. I don't call you saying. Let me see. Hold up.
Um,
Hold up. Hold
I'm
on.
trying
Hold
to
up.
think myself.
I got you. Hold up. Okay. Let me restart real quick. All right. Let me write this down. All right, bet. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, bet. CGW.
4.
Okay. XRW.
5.
OPRW.
Number 1.
Okay. Elite.
3.
Okay. IPWE.
9.
UWE.
7.
Okay. EHW.
10.
RRW.
2.
Okay. There's 2 more slots left. Number 6 and number 8.
Yeah.
DKW.
8.
And the last one, Ace. The final one is. You have the ability to name this last thing, giving it the final slot on the list, which would be number 6. Right? Any Fed, you could give it this number 6 spot. What you going with, brother?
So I could pick this number 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would say number 6.
You got OPRW at number 1, RRW at number
Yep.
2, Elite at number 3, CGW at number 4, XRW at number 5, UWE at number 7, 8 is DKW, 9 is IPWE, and 10 is EHW.
I would go with APWA.
APWA. If you
Yeah.
didn't have to blind rank this list, do you agree with this list currently? Does it sound
Yeah,
accurate?
ish, yeah.
Would you change anything?
Maybe the last 2 or 3 could be swapped around, maybe.
Okay. Next time we got to get you to blind rank low lessers. That'll be really cool.
All right.
But I got a couple of questions where I'm gonna let Nikki. I thought that was really cool. UWE. Let's talk about it. UWE. So you said you have something huge coming on in this summer that
Yeah.
Noah Ashford mentioned in his podcast, and you briefly mentioned it earlier. What else can we expect from UWE?
I mean, we have WrestleMania 2 Doomsday, which is in the summertime. I'm not too sure if that's before or after the IWA stuff, but that's gonna be massive. It's probably gonna be the biggest WrestleMania that we've done out of the two. Last year we maxed out 70 players with 15 in queue, so we basically had 85 players. So this year I really want to get 100 players at one show. If we get that, then that would be so just amazing and a dream come true to me. So WrestleMania is one to look out for.
Dreams coming through. Of course, UWE has accomplished a multitude of different accolades, but Ace, what has been your to you your most impressive accomplishment? Whether it was attendance, whether it was signing someone, whether it was a match. What has personally been your biggest, most impressive accomplishment as being the owner of UWE?
Um, I would say, um, I would say our WrestleMania because it was our first WrestleMania. We didn't have that many expectations. We weren't really that skillful to do a WrestleMania. We didn't really know what to expect, and for us to get 70 players to have a fairly good WrestleMania, it wasn't the best, but like it was applaudable. And to max out and to be under the CWA during the time, which was last year, it was just really good and just set us to like be an established Fed.
Hmm. What does it take to be an established Fed? Yeah, like I said, we have so many feds out there, but none of them. I mean, look at the list you just named. These are just 10 feds out of the what? The probably hundreds of feds out there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
many
yeah.
indie feds that not a lot of people know about. So what does it take to really get your fed out there? There's a lot of people who really want to be the next OPRW or the RWA or these huge feds. So what does it take to get your fed out there?
Honestly, it just takes time and dedication. If you want to be a good Fed, you need to prove it and put the work in. You need to be posting on Twitter like almost every day. You need to be signing good people. You need to be, deving a lot, making the arenas better, or make custom titles and make cool storylines. You need to make all of those ideas just come true and just be consistent with it. There's so many feds out there. There's probably some which we don't even know of, and then like probably in a few months, probably a big fed. There's so many rising feds out there, and I feel like the future of pro wrestling is changing a lot this year. So yeah,
The future, how so? How is the
I mean,
landscape of pro wrestling changing?
you have OPW ending, and that's arguably, in a non-biased opinion, this is just me saying it. I would say is probably the best fed of all time. OPW,
Of all
or even
time.
APRW. But yeah, I would say one of those two feds is probably the best because of what they've done for the community.
Mhm.
So yeah,
As a fed owner, you essentially do have the power to book matches. Go to the
yeah,
creative director or stuff like that, right?
yeah.
Now, this debate has been going on for years now. Um, do you believe, because you have been a pro wrestler in the past, right?
Yeah. Somewhat, yes. I like indie feds, like really, really small feds.
Okay. And of course, you have been a fed owner. When
Yeah.
do you believe that there's a disadvantage to mobile players when going against PC players?
I mean, on mobile you can like get some crazy reach, but I feel like you can't really swing on mobile. Your movement's really like restricted because it's just your thumb moving your screen around. So yeah, and a thing that I really wanted to do, like this was like in UWE's first year. I don't think I'm gonna do it now, but an idea was to do like a mobile only division, which would be really cool. So like only all the mobile players can fight and compete fairly into one division. But like that got changed. But yeah,
That'd be really cool.
yeah.
I believe you'd be like one of the only players that um
Mm,
for the mobile only division. That's really cool. What can we do about that though?
yeah.
Because a lot of people, there are some circumstances where people just don't have the financial backing to get a
Mm,
PC or anything like that.
yeah.
So, and again, role wrestling's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be a hobby that you do when you come after school or get off work or whatever the case may be. So, would you consider that a problem, a relevant problem right now, or do you just believe, we just gotta, keep going with what we got?
I mean, I don't think it's that much of a problem because you have people like this is a very controversial person, but you have someone like you are, which has become a really big person, and he's been mobile for a past, for past in the past. But I feel like it's really hard to be on mobile and get good on mobile because there's many people that are on PC which have really maxed out, really expensive PCs. People like Ked Darian or like Fade, and if you're facing them on mobile, you're basically cooked. So I mean, yeah, it's a really disadvantage, but yeah.
Ace, what else do you believe is a huge problem of our community currently?
Um,
Other than, like, what's a problem that we all know it's a problem, but it's not talked about? I mean, people always, we always talk about cheating and doxing, but yeah, we get that. But what's a problem that not many people are turning their eyes to, but it's becoming a serious thing?
yeah, I mean, everyone else would probably say you're cheating, but for me, I would say just the toxicness of pro wrestling, because this place is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, and you want to be playing with your friends, in matches, doing tag team matches, doing singles matches, having title runs, making your own gimmicks, being custom, and just being so creative. And then you have people that are like being so toxic and just saying harmful things and just trying to just set this place aside to what it wasn't before. I mean, I don't think that will ever change, but like it needs to be noticed and like aware of.
Going into UWE's Chase the Case pay-per-view in just a
Yep.
few hours, what's your
Yeah.
expectations, Ace? I mean, this is a huge pay-per-view. You guys have been promoting it for weeks. You guys have been, getting everything ready, setting up the arena and all these different things. So what's your expectations going into this huge pay-per-view?
I mean, we have 15 minutes for the pay per view, but I would say the main issue right now is that I've realized that the RWA are hosting like an hour or two after us, so I think it's just the pacing which is the main issue for us, I guess. But we're looking to put on a great show tonight.
I sure hope you do, and I know you only got 15 minutes. I'm going to let Miggy
Yeah.
ask his few questions, and then we're going to let you go
Okay.
and prepare.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, give me a sec. All right. So I'm not sure, but I believe TJ didn't ask this question, but I wanted to ask, what made you start UWE?
What happened?
I asked what made him start UWE.
Oh, okay. That's a really good one. Is Ace here?
Yeah, I think he's AFK. I can't hear him.
He asked, what made you start UWE?
Oh, what made me start? I was just being a really like a helpful person back in 2021. I was just helping out feds, just small feds, and I realized that like this was really cool, to be part of a fed and helping. But then the one issue I had was the restrictions because I didn't own that Fed, so it couldn't be my fully ideas. I couldn't change the Fed around, so I wanted to make my own thing, and I made UWE what it is today. So yeah.
Well,
Um,
really, you did a
all
really
right.
good job with that.
Thank you.
All right. TJ, I want you to let him know that I'm asking. He recently, I think in 2025, he ended the Fed for some reason, but in 2026 he brought it back. So I just want to know why exactly he brought it back.
He said that a couple of years ago, you
It was like last year.
last year, excuse me, last year you ended the Fed, and I believe it was a controversial ending. He said what was the what was your reasoning to bring it back?
I would say just for solely the love of the game and real wrestling, because when I ended it, I knew I would eventually come back. I know it was like 2 weeks or whatever, but I just feel like there was so much more for me to do and accomplish. And in those 2 weeks, I realized I need to come back. I need to become the best Fed I can possibly be, and that's mainly why I decided to come back. So yeah.
Well, I want to ask, what made him? Oh shit! What made him end the Fed in the first place?
Ace, can you hear him?
Let me rejoin real quick.
Okay. Mickey, rejoin real quick.
All right, give me a sec. All right. So what made you? What was the reasoning that you felt like you had to end UWE in the first place?
I feel like it's my last school year, and I have so many exams to do. And I feel like I don't think if I kept it going, I don't think I was able to deliver the best product I possibly can because my mind would be focused on other things going on. And I feel like I just needed a little bit of a break and just a refresh. But now we're back better than ever. We've got pay-per-view in 10 minutes. So yeah.
All right. So far, let me just ask this: do you believe that UWE has been a successful Fed, in your opinion?
I believe yes. Mainly because we've achieved so much. Like there's very small things that we haven't achieved. We've brought big people into the Fed. We've maxed out shows. We've pulled off great pay-per-views. So I feel like it's really successful, and I feel like it's only gonna get better from how it is now. So yeah.
All right. So I believe before you ended the Fed first time, UWE was getting a lot of backlash, and I think once it came back, the backlash continued. So I wanted to ask, from your opinion, do you believe this backlash or hate that UWE has gotten? Do you think it's forced or?
In a non-biased opinion, I think it's really forced. I mean, the things that people have accused of us doing, we've like shown evidence of our perspective and to prove that like these accusations are not true. And some of them, or half of them, are like friend groups who are trying to target me, maybe because I've banned one of their friends for cheating or something, and the whole friend group comes at us or the Fed. I feel like it's somewhat forced, but like we're trying our best to try and just make the Fed the best it possibly can and just make it fun. We're trying to keep the past in the past and just moving forward. So yeah.
Yeah. So as of recently, I believe UWE has had to be more strict with the cheating rules now because, as we both know, cheating has just gotten worse in this community.
Yeah.
As of like a couple of months, and recently, I believe you had to suspend or ban Adrian Sins. So like,
Yeah.
I want I want to know like how you have to deal with situations like these where you have to like people suspect someone's cheating or like someone gets caught. How do you deal with all this?
I mean, it can get so annoying, you know, you're booking someone, you're like adding their themes and you're doing all this stuff for them, and then for them just to like stab you in the back and just cheat at your own fed, it's just really like just upsetting in my opinion and just such a disappointment. I feel like um since I've joined the IWA, I feel like their rules have gone so strict as well, and I feel like when we're following their rules, I just feel like there's just so much we need to like think about now, because right now there's so many cheaters and so many feds and people aren't doing much about it. And then I think as a fed, UWE, we're doing like a lot right now to try and stop these cheaters. So yeah.
Like you said, the IWA has gotten really strict. I believe that when we interviewed Noah Ashford, the IWA president, he had said that they had this new rule, or they were going to make a new rule that where apparently if you fought for the IWA championship before you fight for it, you have to go through a PC check just so you're clear.
Mm.
So, do you believe that that is a fair rule, or like?
I mean, I can understand both sides of the argument. I feel like having to make someone check your own PC and go through your files is one thing, but then on Noah's perspective, it's like he doesn't want to risk someone cheating for that belt and then have him having to like deal with vacating and stripping and like doing all this stuff. So I feel like kind of a 50-50 argument.
Um, I know your pay-per-view is soon, so I'm not gonna ask any more questions. I don't know if TJ has anything left to say to you,
Yeah.
but
Ace, we wanted to thank you again for coming out on the Are You Relevant podcast. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. I am going to be at your pay-per-view because there's a variety of matches I'm looking forward to. I wish you the absolute best of luck, Ace. It was a pleasure to have you on. But ladies and gentlemen, it's TJ Shoemaker here, and we are signing off, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.